Thank you so much for doing this interview. Thank you so much for performing at City Hall Live. This was the perfect day. No heat, nice wind, and beautiful music. How was it for you to be on the stage here at Nathan Phillips Square?
It was honestly amazing. Like you said, the weather was perfect. I was worried about it being a little too hot or too windy, but it was just perfect. And honestly, I love performing in Toronto and for Toronto, and it was great. I had a really good time.
I loved what you were doing because it was something different that I personally have never had a chance to hear. What was the style of music that you were doing?
So the style, it's a bit of a mix. So it's like a neo-soul genre that I like to call it, and it has elements of hip-hop, and also it has elements of Indian Bollywood music and Indian classical music that I both sing in and train in. So it's kind of a fusion.
How did you start doing this? I mean, you could have sung anything that you wanted. You could have done rock, pop, whatever.
Right.
Why this, and where did the love of this start for you?
Yeah, so I think it just started from listening. So this is the type of music that I used to listen to. So I always had this side of listening to traditional music and, singing it amateurly at the beginning, and also listening to hip hop and R&B. And I think because I listened to it so much, I ended up fusing them together, and that's kind of the sound that I created.
You know, one of the things, and we did talk about this earlier when you were on stage, I noticed that when you have to, like, you have this one big breath, but during that breath, you could be hitting 4 or 5 different notes. That's incredible. How do you train for something like that, and how hard is it to do that?
Yeah, so like I said, I think it's an ongoing practice. It's something I'm still working on. In Indian classical music, that's a really big aspect of the singing, so knowing when to breathe and constantly being mindful of your breath. And so it kind of comes from that, and it's something that I'm still working on and continuously being mindful of it. But it's definitely tricky because, you always have to be thinking about it, and you kind of have to think of all of those things at once. But yeah, it's an ongoing practice for sure.
But it's not just you. You have another partner in this. What do I call Mr. Click? What do I call him?
Yeah, so that's Mr. Clicks. He's a producer. He's also my brother, and he's produced a lot of the songs that I've done. And so he's also amazing. He has a lot of mixture in his music as well. So he's also a percussionist. He plays the jodi and the tabla, which are both Indian classical instruments. And so he's always brought that into his music as well. So he was here with me DJing today, and I think he did a good job.
I think he did a great job. Mind you, I would have loved to have seen the instruments. I was hoping for that, but you know what? At least I got the sound for that too. Sure. Sound, of course, you can hear. You have a new EP, correct?
Yes, I do. So the EP is called Pink Guava, and this EP is a recreation of old school Bollywood music from the 50s and 70s, and one bonus track from the 90s. So basically we, myself, another producer from California called Wise Child, and Mr. Clicks here, so they gave the music for this EP, and we just kind of recreated these traditional songs and gave them a new flavor.
Pink Guava, though, why that name?
Yeah, so a lot of people have actually asked me that, and it's called Pink Guava because the music in the EP, it's from India, and my experience listening to this type of music, I associate it with other things during my experience, and guava fruit is a really big thing in India, so it's like, that sort of delicacy. It's like that fun fruit that you have for dessert. And pink guava is like the more sought after because of the color. It's so much better eating a pink fruit than just, plain white. So the EP is kind of an offering, as is the fruit. So that's kind of how that works together.
Where can we hear this music? Is there going to be a chance that you're going to be performing anywhere live? And is there new music on the way?
Yes, so I'm hoping to release my EP with songs that I've written and composed soon. Again, no date, but that'll be coming soon. And if you'd like to listen more and see updates for shows and things like that, I'm pretty active on Instagram. So my handle is @_ Keerat Kaur. And my SoundCloud page and everything's linked from there. So.
And want to make sure we got the right spelling for that?
Yeah, so that's KeeratKaur.
Fantastic. Thank you for doing the show. Hope you can come back again, and cannot wait to hear the new music. Congratulations and thank you again.
Thank you so much for having me.